but is living a lie when those pressures mount and someone becomes a family annihilator.
That is Prosecutor Creighton Waters making his final argument to the jury in the Alex Murdaugh double murder case. He concluded his arguments today. Tomorrow, we're going to hear from the defense. We expect that the prosecution will get an opportunity for a rebuttal argument after that. Joining us again, Donte Mills, Misty Marris, and joining us from South Carolina, law and crime reporter Angenette Levy, who was in court today. Good to see you all. All right, before we get back to our guests and before I play a little bit more of what happened in the closing arguments, Angenette, I'd love your thoughts on any jury reactions. I perceived that maybe he went too long today, but I'm curious what your thoughts were on how the jurors were responding to today's closing arguments.
It did seem a little long, Dan. Good evening to you from a steamy South Carolina. One of the jurors in particular, and we believe she's an alternate, has a blanket that she brings into court, and I actually call her Blanket Lady. And at one point during the closing argument, she kind of reclined back at a 45-degree angle or so, pulled her blanket up, and appeared that possibly she closed her eyes and maybe briefly fell asleep. The other jurors were looking intently at Creighton Waters, not offering many facial expressions at all. One man in the back row, appeared to be getting tired at points, kind of just putting his head down like this. So they really have good poker faces. They don't show a lot of emotion. There was one woman in the back row who kind of nodded her head at one point, just briefly, when Creighton Waters was talking about how Alex Murdaugh lied to everybody and killed Paul and Maggie. So it's hard for me to read this jury, but at least one of them that we believe is an alternate. But she gets a little frustrated at times and a little tired. So it almost looked like she might have fallen asleep.
I've said before that I thought one of the dumbest questions that people would ask me when I was out in the field covering cases is, tell me what the jurors are thinking. Tell me what, I don't know. I'm trying to watch them, but who knows? Let me play a little bit more now. This is number 3 from the closing arguments today. This is where they're describing sort of the circumstances that are all leading up to the moment when the prosecutors say Alex Murdaugh killed his wife and his son.
The pressures on this man were unbearable, and they were all reaching a crescendo the day his wife and son were murdered by him. All on that day.
And it's the timing here that is so critical, right? It's the fact that they place him at the crime scene. Although, Misty, look, you've been supportive of the prosecution's case. The motive is a little uncertain, right? I always thought that the strongest motive argument was this idea that there's a civil case being brought, and that it's not just Paul who's being sued, it's the Murdaugh family, because it's their boat. And that the civil case is going to expose all of his finances. But I didn't think that they hit that hard. They're sort of making it all about financial ruin, and he's trying to hide it. And it does seem like the motive is a little bit confused.
Yeah, I have always found the motive to be a really, really difficult sell. To think that somebody who even is at the brink of financial ruin is then going to take this next step to murder their wife and son, to me, on its face, that falls pretty flat. That's really difficult to sell to a jury. But coupled with everything else we know, and this is why you saw the prosecutor, and I know there's some discussion about how it was too long, but there's a lot to synthesize here. Talking about, this is a pattern for Murdaugh. When he finds himself in trouble, he goes to the extremes, bringing us to the roadside shooting and all of that. So again, I agree with you, Dan. I think it's a difficult sell, but in the context of everything else and tying that back to the big lie, I'll call it, not being at the kennels.
And Donte, I'm going to ask you about this in a minute, but I want to play number 4 here, because this is a moment I mentioned before that I think is one of the most under-discussed issues, which is the fact that after this all happens, he hasn't been arrested, right? And he sets up a situation for someone to come shoot him. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.